Hello, everyone. I'm Drax. You're tuned in to Draxatron, and I'd like to welcome you to episode 6 of Let's Play The Outer Worlds. I'm glad you're here and chose to visit, and I do hope you'll enjoy today's adventure. Let's get into it, shall we? Now, last we left off, we had completed pretty much everything there was to do in Roseway. So now we have to return to the Groundbreaker and talk to Gladys Kilkelly. But first...
Oh, I did not expect you back so soon, Captain.
That's nice. First, let's talk to Parvati.
Hey, Captain. Can I get your temperature on something real quick?
Sure.
So, Junlei and I have been talking some. Through messages. I got him here on my data pad, and well, she sent me a poem. One she wrote her own self, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I should read into it. Because poems are all symbolic and such, right? It's not so good. But real sweet. Oh, law. That's what's got me spooked. I don't rightly know. It's about this engine that's been shaking itself apart. Then this lady mechanic comes by and lays one hand on it. The trouble goes away. It sings. I don't want to get too hopeful, but I'm wondering if maybe she's the engine and I'm the lady? It's a real romantic poem. Made my chest hurt, kinda.
No. Sounds like she likes you.
I don't know where it's leading yet, or if I'm misinterpreting. I'm not much interested in physical stuff. Never have been. Leastways not like other folks seem to be. It's not that I can't, I just don't care for it. It's been a problem in the past. The folk who wanted to be with me back in the Vale, they said I was cold.
It's not everybody's cup of tea, and that's not a bad thing. Because no two people are exactly the same.
Thanks, Captain. That makes me feel a touch better. I actually had another message from Junlei. I just couldn't work up the courage to open it. But I'm gonna change that. Right now. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Talking about old friends, got to thinking... Isabel? Who's Isabel? They were... close, Captain. Like, more than friends close. I don't know. Junlei talked about them like it was past, but how far in the past? 10 years? Last week? Captain, I'm feeling all mixed up right now. Could we maybe head to the Groundbreaker? Get some drinks at that bar there? The Lost Hope?
We're headed there anyway.
Thanks, Captain. I'll be ready.
All right. Sounds like we've got the starts of a budding romance. All right then. Now, since we're going back to the Groundbreaker anyway, actually, how am I on? Okay, yeah, let me go tuck an item or two away where it belongs. I might need to, yeah, I'll have to hang on to one of these, but let me just go ahead and break this other one down. Okay, there we go. I don't remember where I picked that up, but I'll take it. Might come in handy at some point. See, I've already got some of those. I didn't know where they came from, but I'll put those over there. I'll have to go through all this at some point and get rid of a few things. Okay. And as you progress through the game, just like this sign that we got for sending the people at the botanical lab back to Edgewater, you can pick up other items related to quests you do if you complete them in certain ways. Like this drinks cart, excuse me, came from reading all of the journals left behind by the dead man on the space station that we went to, trying to get the groundbreaker a communications uplink, since their main relay was going to be going behind. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Going behind a gas giant, and they couldn't send out signals. And then, of course, there's this little fella right here. And then I believe let's see, yeah, that right there. And that. We picked that up in the room where we gassed the Raptidons. The saber. And then the vicar. See, I passed his room up. He's got a couple of items. That pyramid, that vial. Nothing in here yet. Actually, oh, I'm sorry. That right there. Yeah, that skin. I'm not sure. I didn't see it. Who got the woolly mammoth rug? Somebody got a hold of that woolly mammoth rug I picked up in that cave. Or maybe not. Alright, let's put away some food. Can't say I don't keep the crew well fed. Okay. Now that's enough of that. Excuse me. Now we're heading back to the groundbreaker. I know Gladys will have wanted a piece of that tech or something from Roseway, but I don't really feel like getting into the interstellar black market.
The groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
However, indirectly. And this time, I think we'll let the vicar stay on the ship for a while and take Felix with us. Borstwurst. Yeah. And real quick, while we've got him with us, oh, I suppose I could look at his equipment. Okay. Now he's a soldier for Auntie Cleo. Isn't that nice? And Lord have mercy, Felix. Why are you carrying... You know what? I don't want to know. I'll just trust you to use it responsibly until I can find you something a little bit better.
Have either of the assault cruisers ever put into groundbreaking?
Rizzo's lemon slap. Slap your whole family tonight.
This is Halcyon.
Have you had a moment to look into that little opportunity I told you about on Roseway? You don't hurry up. Someone will get to snooping around there before you do. What's that? Speak up now. What'd you turn up? A shame you didn't visit old Gladys first. That would have fetched a good price. If Auntie Cleo's exporting raps from Monarch, golly me, someone's going to be in the soup when they get caught. Well, that's just swell, sweetheart. Bless your slippery little fingers. Darnation. I suppose... Fan, you should have a chat with Lilia Hagen in this... Now.
No, that's it.
Anytime, sweetheart.
We'll go ahead and skip through all that.
Hey, boss. If you need a tour guide, I've seen all 12 episodes of Terror on Monarch. Kind of an expert.
I'm gonna be able to set foot on a whole other planet? I know Monarch's a moon. I think it counts anyhow.
Real quick, while we're in the area, let's deal with this while we're right next door to it. We are going to have to sneak into the back, and that involves the... There's one of those robots.
There's a reason they got this place under quarantine, right?
To the last ratchet on rotten time. Leave me in peace. You hull-headed quacks do know that restful recuperation requires not being disturbed, don't you? What? Why? Everything's fine. We're all fine here. No need for her to be worrying her pretty little head about me.
Cute little
I'm
Star Wars
just
reference.
terrible, dreadful sick is all. Got a cough that won't quit and sores all over my body. Highly, lethally contagious. But I'll be fine, so long as I'm left alone. Criminy. She really ain't gonna drop this, is she?
No.
Alright, okay. We can discuss this like the level-headed folk that we are. Seems I've got to do something before Ellie goes jabbering my business to anyone with one ear and an intent to listen.
Not very quarantine then.
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to anyone, I will deny it with my dying breath. You, ain't with the board, are you?
No.
See, I owe them a lot. I might have missed a payment or two, and the other night I swear someone was following me back to my room. So I hold up here to lay low. Udon Bedford's the board guy on the station.
Know him.
He'd know how I stand with them. If you can square things for me, I'd owe you one even bigger than Ellie owes me.
Ah.
What? No, I didn't do anything. I'm a law-abiding denizen of this ship, I swear. Think? No. I recognize a contracted killer when I see one, thank you. In my line of work, that's a skill you develop during week 1, assuming you want to keep breathing. All right, I'll fess this part up too, if it means you'll help me. I'm a thief. I specialize in particularly high-end and historically valuable items. 3 weeks back, I caught rumor that the blood-tier diamond, last worn by an heiress on the Lost Hope, had surfaced for the first time in 70 years. Udon was my buyer for when I'd acquired the diamond. He paid half up front to finance the operation. Let's just say things went sideways about the time I got my hands on the diamond, and it crumbled to stardust in my palm. Anywho, I barely made it out with my life, and nary a plan to make back Udom's deposit I'd spent. Thanks for helping me with the board. You're a real pal. Or I guess I should say, Ellie is one, huh?
Alright. Pardon me. Somehow, Felix, you dressed up like an authority figure just doesn't work. I don't know why. Alright, now let's go talk to Udon Bedford. He's probably going to pester me about Phineas Wells again. See, there's the wanted poster.
This is Halcyon News.
How do you do? Ah, how might I assist you? Miss Doyle owes the board a significant sum. Alas, the only collateral she has is her organs. Compulsory donation is quite legal in such cases. I think you may have underestimated the size of Miss Doyle's debt. If you'll look over this itemized bill. I'm glad we could come to an accommodation. You may inform Miss Doyle that our collections agent will be recalled. Now, is there anything else you need, or can I return to my work?
Work. He sits there at that fancy desk all day and keeps that chair warm.
Wish I could say it was good to see you, Ellie. At least you finally got your chance to square our debt. That ought to make you smile for once, huh?
Nothing makes me happier than being even. Except being right. That's nice, too.
Smoking in the hospital again.
The good news came through the wireless. Looks like you paid my debt to Jesse. I guess that means I owe you now, right? Tell you what, I'm a little short on bits at the moment, but I'm a decent scrapper and a better-than-average sawbones. If you're looking for a medic, I can work my debt off. If I'm being honest, and I prefer not to, I was about ready to pick up another contract anyway, and you settled this in a pretty tidy fashion, which tells me you're competent. But we can say I'm repaying the favor if you prefer that version.
I'd take being called competent, but whatever suits you.
You won't be sorry. Though it looks like you've got a full roster already. Time to play favorites, Captain. Traveling in style, are we? I'll be sure to nab a cabin with a view.
We got us a real sawbones. Welcome aboard, Ellie.
Alright then. That is the end of that. So now we're going to the last stop.
Didn't the
Or the
boardroom's
last,
office used to be in
the
the
last
docking
hope.
bays?
Why do I call it that?
Yeah.
Have a drink.
So, how's this work? Do we get a table? Stand in a corner?
Do you have what it takes?
Okay, so what are we drinking? You're the expert. Oh, and don't worry on the price. I got this. Let's just do it proper.
Let's start off light with a beer. Pravati doesn't strike me as a drinker.
Oh, beer. I guess, yeah, I can do that. Beer can be good. I bet. Bottoms up.
Beer, huh? Good choice, if you want to get unsober in a hurry.
Ah, this tastes like the underside of a boot. People drink that for fun?
Good beer.
Oh, Captain. I'm pining for June like something fierce. What am I doing? Yeah. I guess we are that, huh? Friends. Friends give each other counsel, right? What do you think I should do about Junlei? Because I feel about as aimless as an automech with a busted nav chip.
You want to know what I think? I think you should write what you want to say down on your hand. Always worked for me.
Cute.
Well, she talked about another girl, right? Isabel. Mentioned her by name and everything, like she wanted me to know. Maybe I've been making a right fool of myself this whole time. Maybe she's not interested after all. It was real long and rambly. She was telling me a story about her dad, how a lady named Isabel did all sorts of things to try to win his favor. This Isabel lady never quite managed to get her dad's approval, but they carried on anyways. Made something good out of a bad situation. Then it all went down the tubes. Do you think Junlei still has feelings for her? I just got a lot of feelings, Captain, and they're all climbing up my throat. I need another drink. Right now. Before I lose my nerve.
Let's get you some water.
Come on, Captain. I'm here to drink. Okay, maybe you're right. I am a little woozy. Hydration, here I come.
Good thinking, boss. You just saved Parvati a whole lot of trouble.
Shush you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Captain, I want to talk to Junlei all the time. Even about silly things, but I'm so scared. Everything? I got a solar system's worth of terrifying questions swirling around my head. Does she think I'm as pretty as I think she's handsome? What if she doesn't like me? What if she does? What if she's still got feelings for that lady, Isabel? What if we get together and she gets bored of me? There's nothing easy about spilling your guts to the person who's got your heart in their hands. You know I'm not interested in physical affection.
I got that.
Well, it's tripped folks up in the past. Folks I thought cared about me for me. What if she's not okay with that? What if she is, but then later, she's not? Of course. Wouldn't you be? Huh. I'd never thought of it that way. I wonder what June's afraid of being rejected for. She seems perfect to me. Maybe those are just my rose-ish colored goggles talking. To be strong like her. Gosh, I don't know that I got that in me. Sometimes I feel real mean inside, Captain. I think ungenerous thoughts. Well, I suppose so, but I want to be my best self for her. A good person, worth caring for. Well, Captain, this has been a whole lot. I got just... wow. So much to think about. Oh gosh, I don't know, Captain. Do you think I should? All right. There's no need to strip your screws over it. Okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask June out. Just as soon as we get back to the ship. I mean, probably. Eventually. Thanks for hearing me out and giving me counsel. And, well, for being a friend. It means a whole lot. You're good people, Captain.
You know something, Parvati? You ought to come drinking with the crew more often.
Huh. All right. Thank you, guys. You're real good friends, you know that? I wish there was a place we could all live quiet together. Come on, let's go.
All right. Now, if I remember correct, the drinking sapphire wine quest sequence is quite long and drawn out and involves quite a few collections on Monarch at some point when Parvati and Junlei decide to go on a proper date together. Oh, I'm running back to the ship and I literally forgot to go talk to the lady at Sublight. Let's go back and do that before I completely forget about it.
Rizzo's mock apple cider. A hard cider for a hard life. C&P near maple syrup. It's near this complete breakfast.
Sublight puts the organized in organized crime. Trying to get him to use that slogan.
You reckon we can shop here, or is it all spoke for?
Time for some elevator music. No? What a disappointment.
Welcome to Sublight Salvage and Shipping, a legitimate business for legitimate consumers.
Sure.
You the one flying the Unreliable?
That's right.
Miss Lily has been expecting you. I'll unlock the door.
So you're the new captain in town. I was hoping you'd make your way to my office. Saves me the work of hunting you down. Lilia Hagen, CEO and Executive Director of Aggressive Operations. I'm guessing you already know about Sublight, otherwise you wouldn't have come. Charmed. It's nice to see the Unreliable again. Useful ship. Hawthorne was my contractor. I'd recognize that leaky boat of his anywhere.
Well, that explains partly what Hawthorne did for a living.
I have a salvage job for someone light on corporate ties with a reliable set of wings. But there's a catch.
Does this make us Sublight agents now?
If you have a nav key to Stellar Bay, the job's yours. Interested? One of my guys in Stellar Bay has a lead on some high-grade salvage, but he went dark before he could spill the goods. We arranged a drop at the Saltuna warehouse's loading dock. Find whatever he left there and take it to Fallbrook. My gal Catherine will be expecting you. Now get going. Catherine will brief you on the details when you check in with her at Fallbrook. One last thing. When you're on the job, keep a pair of eyes in the back of your head. Understood? You'll do fine. Probably nothing to worry about. Probably.
Yeah, see? We'll be fine.
Yay! Okay. Let's put... Oh. I could just about charm the rosary beads off of a bishop with that persuasion score. Okay. And check in with Felix. Bump up his armor rating. And then Parvati. Well, let's do the same for her. When we go to Monarch, there's a lot of nasty stuff there.
Nobody, are we?
No more than normal, I dare say.
CNP Borstworth. It's not the worst unless it's Borstworth.
Whoops, wrong button. Alright. Now we need to go see Dr. Wells.
Rizzo Spectrum.
Sometimes I get turned around and I think I need to go do A when B, C, and D are right behind me, and I could have done them and have to turn around and go back. But it'll be alright. And while I'm thinking about it,
your return time is within 14% of the expected value.
oh, thank you.
Welcome back, Captain. Now that you have acquired a nav key to Stellar Bay, would you like me to contact Dr. Wells?
Well done. You'll love Monarch. Exotic climate, violent native species, fascinating culture, really. You'll need to speak with Hiram Blythe. He's known as the information broker, and for good reason. If anyone knows where I can find those chemicals, it's Hiram. I need those chemicals to revive the Hope's colonists. They can help us fight back against the Board. They can help us set things right. If we don't put a stop to the Board, they're going to drive this colony toward a complete societal collapse. You'll see what I mean when you arrive on Monarch. You'll want to hire the services of a skilled guide. I recommend a hunter by the name of Nyoka. Frequents the drinking establishments of Stellar Bay. Very hard to miss. Once you have everything you need, make your way to Hiram Blythe's compound. Best of luck. Everyone on the Hope is counting on you.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it, but I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for SAM to properly operate.
All right then.
Goodbye.
Search term SAM. First SAM result. Experimental note OI6905. Do not forget you found a discarded sanitation and maintenance auto-mechanical in Emerald Vale scrap heap during your last job. It should not be too difficult to get it up and running. With a few key modifications, I can envision a combat-capable variant. Some might say a clean, mean killing machine. Should be fun, AH. Hawthorne wasn't very big on using contractions, was he? Experimental note OI6906. Removal of factory standard part Suds Steeper was successful. Delivery of combat modified replacement part Acid Steeper has been delayed. Progress setback is estimated now to be a solid 3 months. Not like I have more pressing matters to attend to, but I do. AH. Now that Acid Steeper they mentioned was in that warehouse that we visited toward the end of our little foray in Roseway. Alright, third SAM result. Experimental note OI6907. I'm giving up hope on the delivery. The part is lost in transit and it's not turning up anytime soon. But, good news. I heard from a fellow who knows a gal who knows the broker, who overcharged me for the information regarding the location of an acid steeper I can filch. The part was sent to an old storage facility in Roseway. Already picked it up. I sure never thought I'd go back to that pit. Good thing Auntie abandoned it years ago. No, they didn't. I'll pick it up following this next pick stop back to Emerald Vale. Wells wants me to chaperone some person of interest. Details to come later. So he was tinkering with Sam, and Wells reached out to him and said, hey, come get, Drax. And we all know how that turned out. Poor bastard. So, yay, how exciting.
Initiating initialization sequences. Greetings, customer! This SAM unit is unable to locate your registered information. Would you like to register your SAM?
Sure, why not?
Registering new owner. Captain. SAM units live to clean and clean to live.
Well, all right. We now have another crew member. We picked up Ellie, now we have Sam. And before I go any further, Let's see, where was... No, I did not. Okay, so... Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to take care of Ellie. And Vicar Max. There we go. Now then, we're headed to Stellar Bay anyway for the main quest, so we'll look into this one while we're there. I believe we'll pick up more about this in Fallbrook, which we'll have to go there as well at some point. But while we're here, let's talk to Parvati.
Hey, Captain. I hope I wasn't too much bother at the bar. I did have fun, and I tried some things I never would have otherwise. And I don't feel it today. I guess that water must have worked. I'm glad I had you looking out for me.
Yeah, it's never a good idea to drink too hard and heavy when you're very new to it.
I messaged Junlei when we got back, and she replied super quick. Okay. I was awake half the night, thinking about what I sent, anxious to see what you said. I reread my message in the morning, and it was unclear. I was drinking when I sent it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had the courage. Also, sorry for the typos. I've ruined things in the past because I didn't say things I should have, like, I've met someone who's become special to me. I want to be honest with her, so if she feels the same about me, there won't be any surprises. Oh, isn't she sweet? Like one of those two-bit romances where one soul's all stiff and formal and, I should be glad to perhaps take hold of your hand, miss. I ought to go write her back. I mean, I already did. Twice. But anyhow, thanks for taking me out, Captain.
You're welcome. Alrighty. That's that for the time being, but it will pop back up soon. So now we are off to Monarch. Now there are 2 landing pads, but this one is where you'll want to initially land. It's on the far eastern end of the map. This one's on the far western end, and it's better not to go there until you've taken care of everything in between first landings and here. So.
We are now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain. No blockade is a match for my piloting skills.
Alrighty then.
I think I'll initiate an unscheduled rest cycle while you're out.
You do that. Alright, here we go. And we will switch companions later. Isn't this wonderful?
Hey, hold on there. I gotta sign you in. Don't think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stellar Bay. You are new here, right? I knew it. See, I made what you'd call a logical deduction. You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. Still, they tend to scare folk off. You may not have heard, you being new, but Stellar Bay hardly ever gets off-road traffic. Us being cut off by the board and all. which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes.
Oh boy.
On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest sal tuna in Halcyon. Please state your name for the records.
Isn't he just cute?
Swell. There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code. I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. Besides, I got a lot of empty entries to fill. We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are sublight. They got a base in Fallbrook.
Uh-huh.
And thank the stars for them, or we would have run out of Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago. Oh, that'll just make Mr. Sanjar's day if you tell him. The board makes up lots of nasty stories about raptidons and cannibals and whatnot. But that's all outside our walls. Mostly.
Did he just say raptidons and cannibals? I can't wait.
Oh, sure. They make Stellar Bay sound like a rotten place, but it's not so bad. Get a good breeze going, and the sulfur smell mostly covers up the fishy smell. Anyway, Mr. Sanjar's got lots to say on that subject. Kinda goes over my head, though.
Well, all right then. We're gonna have a look around.
Mr. Sanjar will be mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you? Oh, and if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor?
Sure, who could say no to such an earnest face?
I got this Rizzo's Rangers Tossball poster coming in on the next sublight shipment, signed by the Black Hole himself. Only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think you could check with Celia to see if it's come in?
Sure.
Thanks a bunch. Celia works for Mr. Sanjar in the MSI building next to the bar. She's always there, so you can't miss her.
Alrighty. Thank you, Grim. And before we go off and talk to Nyoka here, let's go here. Yeah, you really look like a technician standing there in combat armor with that great big old blunderbuss.
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next to the others, sir.
Well, new business turns up at last. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very...
Okay, Sanjar, tone it down a little bit.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me. Celia, will you make a note of that for my self-review? Very generous.
Noted.
But not so generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps? Or Auntie Cleo herself?
No.
Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not that he's had the courtesy to notify me, at any rate. But if you're here for him, I suppose that means you aren't here for Saltuna. Now, there's no need to humor me. I'm used to this particular letdown.
Seems like you're having a rough time, Mr. Sanjar. Are you doing quite all right?
Oh, don't worry on my account. This is merely the latest in a long line of professional, erotic, and athletic disappointments. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board. Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now. Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious. Yes, Freedom is a tempting ideal, but a rather costly paramour.
Can't imagine why you'd sneer at the notion of a free colony. Could it be because you're an agent of the establishment?
I used to be young and idealistic too, but you can't run a city on high-minded ideals.
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
Are you out of your mind? You can't just go crawling back to your old masters.
Well, we can't continue to subsist like this either.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be wasted in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended. With a Bolt 52 cartridge, of course. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
In the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in, these days it's overrun with marauders and raptidons. Do be careful. I've lost more than a few people to marauders and raptidons out there. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. What can I do for you? I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff?
Oh yeah, did great.
Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you?
I should do it. Now, we will hold off on Nyoka just for a time. And we will go... Where is it? Oh, that's right. I literally was standing right there in front of her, and just like before.
Greetings, and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon. What can I do for you today? You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask. She's in the warehouse. But I'll warn you, Grimm wore her patience thin a long time ago.
Or is he not paying you on account of how he tried to fix the thing his own self and busted it even worse, and then said you wasn't fixing it fast enough, so he's docking your wages again? Not that I got any prior experience with such.
Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid.
What?
Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or mantis worm wings. Whatever Sebastian has in stock, really. So I can talk to him, of course. He doesn't get going about much else.
I reckon she's got a little bit of a squish on this fella.
Mm-hmm.
He's sort of the strong, silent type. Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff, and some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell. Would you? I'd appreciate that so much. Maybe don't tell him I wanted you to ask, just that you met this really nice lady named Celia, and she seemed... Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly. I'd better get back to work.
All right, then. Where's the other door? Sebastian is here. I think this is him right over here.
Rap Musk and Canid Eyes, right here.
Yep, there he is.
Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in Raptidon tongue? Or maybe some canid toenails? You look like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts.
No.
Huh. I haven't seen her in a few days, but I've been meaning to ask her how that Raptidon acid is working out. I hope it's working okay, because no one else really seems interested in this stuff. Nice of you to say. I like her too. And I gotta admire anyone with her passion for canid hides. But you don't have to butter me up. Wait, I see what's going on. She put you up to this so she could get a discount, hmm?
Oh, no, that's not it at all. She's smitten with you. You smited her. Smoked? Smoot?
Don't get me wrong. I'd like to give her a discount. She's a real fine lady. Always talks nice and slow, so I understand. But if I give her one, I won't hardly make a bit, on account of no one else having any use for Raptidon tongues.
Yeah, well...
You sound pretty sure. And she is awful nice.
Give her a chance. Give yourself a chance. Take her someplace nice.
Okay, I'll do it. Once her shift ends, we'll go someplace nice. Maybe to Chef Raymond's.
That's the spirit, Sebastian. Be yourself. Between you and me, Captain, I'm not sure Miss Celia knows him too well. But we can hope, right? I want them to be happy.
Alright then. Real quick, before we do anything else, let's go tell Celia the exciting news.
Have you talked to Sebastian yet? What did he say? Okay, but how did he say it? Did he sound excited? Or like he was just agreeing to it? Was he like, yay, a date with Celia. I've secretly been waiting for this. Or was it more, sure, I don't have anything else going on. Oh, I will. Now I've just got to figure out which jumpsuit I'm wearing and how I'm fixing my hair. Or maybe I should go with a casual look? Ah, look at me going on. I'm sure you've got other things to do, and Mr. Nandi's giving me that back-to-work look. Anyhow, thank you.
You're welcome. Now, we need to go to the warehouse and find...
Velma seem out of sorts too.
Velma.
She's always cranky.
There she is right there, I think. Yeah, Velma Ballard.
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry.
No, I won't be mean and say that.
Sorry. Seems I got my cables crossed. Thought you were another shakedown tough from Fallbrook. Hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately. First, my autoloader foreman stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing. Caleb Herrick runs the autoloader operators. He thinks I don't pay them enough for flipping switches and turning dials.
So the job's easy, but you're not doing it? Something smells here. I mean, everything smells in here, but something's fishy. Wait.
He and his whole crew walked out. Say they won't come back unless I pay them more.
I can talk to them.
You mind slapping him around a little while you're at it? I'm joking. Mostly. Unless you can do it without hurting his job performance.
No, I don't think I'll
If you can find a way
slap
to get
him
him back
around.
to work, I'll make it worth your while. Check the yacht club. He's usually there.
And let's go ahead and get this out of the way.
This again? I swear, this is the last time I contract for any special requests. You can tell Grimm his poster came in. You can also tell him I got a better offer for it. So now it's going to Nell. That about cover it? No. I paid Sublight for it. So it's mine. And when Nell pays me for it, it'll be hers. Grimm may have asked for the poster, but it's not his until I take his money. Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's offering. damn right he will. Hopefully, that'll be the last I see of him for a while. Take the poster then. And if I never hear another word about it, it'll be too soon. Something else on your mind?
No, that's it. And since we're just around the corner, let's go see Grim real quick. Seems kind of funny that his name is Grim when he seems like a fairly nice sort. Grim.
Have you had time to check on that poster yet? I keep wondering if it's come in. Would you look at that? The Rizzo's logo is nice and bright, and you can still smell the ink on Mr. Holcomb's signature. I can't thank you enough. Still, you can have the bits I was going to spend at the bar this week. And you know what? Take my old tossball blocker, too. Never get the chance to use it these days.
Pleasure doing business with you. Since we're here, let's see if there's anything that's not stealing. And there is not, so it'll be alright. Now, we've got to go outside the town. To this area over here on the left bank of the river to get to that bolt 52 that Sanjar wants. So let's go ahead and mark that. All right. In one of those buildings there. And there's Monarch looming overhead.
Whew. Smells like those old Sundays when we'd unload salt tuna shipments at the cairn.
We gotta go exploring. I want to see some savages.
Surprise.
Felix!
The raps here are a bit more aggressive than the ones that we encountered in Roseway. But it'll be alright. Anything up here? Not a thing. How disappointing. Yeah, well, it'll be alright. Poor Parvati, you only just didn't get a shot to the back of the head walking in my line of fire. Felix, if you don't get your butt out of the way. Where is it? Okay. Tobacco on ears. Felix, Bravati, get out of my line of fire. Knock you out, bar. Wait a minute, what? Oh, that's right. I had equipped that silly thing. And then I never... bothered to unequip it. Oh, hello. Somebody had a tin of borscht beans. Borscht and beans hidden behind the turlet. Interesting place to hide a tin of beans, but okay. Okay, here's the building we need to be in. Ooh. Oh, the happy sissy pig again. Yay. I don't know why that goofy little jingle puts a happy smile on your face.
Hello?
Oh.
Hello? I hear boots out there. Wait, can rats wear boots? Oh, thank the Eternal. I'm Huxley. Hux if you're lazy. I'm stuck. My friends and I were scavenging here, and a Meta Queen showed up. Then Raptidons. It was a void-blasted mess. I ran in here, and, now the door's locked. Little help? Easier than it sounds, all right? Next time you get chased by Raptidons, you let me know the rationality of your decisions.
Cute.
Phew. Thanks, mister. My buddy had a key, but I ain't heard him in a while. He locked me in here and took off. Probably got munched. So look for a dead guy, I guess. Or a rat. Maybe it's in a rat belly. Gross.
Ew.
Sure. Beats not answering questions. Huxley. I'm an Iconoclast runner. The Iconoclast runner. Fastest we've got. Ain't a Raptidon on this void-forsaken hellhole that can catch me. I'm... sorry. put me in a tiny room like this and I'm liable to flip. Not keen on tight spaces, you know?
A claustrophobic iconoclast. Anyway, that's one of the two factions that you have to contend with here on Monarch. There's MSI, Sanjar and his bunch, and then there's the iconoclasts, which they're further along. We haven't met them yet, or haven't been to their main camp yet, but this is, I suppose, meant to be technically your first indirect introduction to them.
Oh, that'd be my people. Graham and Zora and Milton, and I really miss them. You gonna let me out of here? I want to get back to Amber Heights.
Yeah, I'll get you out.
Probably. I don't know. When I try to read things, my mind gets to wandering about all the things I could be doing instead.
Right, back to the door.
Get me out of here!
How nice. Now, it is a weird coincidence, and I don't remember where I found this armor, but I am wearing iconoclast armor. Which is funny because under normal circumstances, I was always led to believe wearing certain kinds of armor would cause people to make certain comments about your choice of attire, but it's been a good solid set of armor. I've been kind of loath to want to get rid of it, and besides, I've got it fully modded out, so hey. Let's see if we can find we know that's there. I think, yeah, there it is. I did pick up a new pistol. Let's take a look at that. That's a... oh. I know there's a workbench in this building right over here, so let's go over here real quick and see what we can do. The thing's already set to plasma, so I don't really need to worry about that. Okay. Yeah, there he is, laying right there getting eaten on by a pair of raptidons.
Everyone all right?
All good here. Well, there he is. Now, if you keep walking in this direction, the road eventually loops back around to the other gate into Stellar Bay. We'll be making use of both eventually. But for now, let's focus on getting Huxley, Hux if you're lazy, out of that locked room. Whoa, what?
Got him, boss.
I don't know how you managed to miss all the excitement earlier, but okay.
Phew. Thank you so much. It was getting all stuffy in there, and I was getting a mite lightheaded, and I think maybe I was gonna die. Now I'm out here, and I'm headed back to Amber Heights.
Yes, you are. You sure you're okay to travel?
Oh, sure, I'm a runner. I'm used to getting all dizzy, and hey, who's your identical, slightly blurry friend?
Good luck.
Thanks a lot, mister.
Helping Huxley will help dealing with the iconoclasts later. Let's loot anything else useful before we grab that Bolt 52. By the looks of things, Huxley must have read quite a bit while she was locked up in here. And there it is. Now, ooh. Ooh. And she literally just walked through a door that does not work. It's magic. How'd she do that? Alright, now let's look on here and see what we can find out. Executive review for Sanjar Nandi. Sanjar has a bad habit of padding his reports with numbers and statistics. Not very good with slogans, jingles, and/or taglines. Presentations tend to be dry and lacking in emotional appeal and funny references. Sanjar also displays a noted tendency to complete work rather than delegating it, a trend unbecoming in upper management. All in all, Sanjar's work habits suggest a preoccupation with details and a startling lack of vision. We cannot recommend him for further advancement. Needs improvement in the following areas: interpersonal communication, brevity, delegation, idea generation. How unfortunate. So that was Sanjar. Now Graham Bryant, he is conveniently the leader of the iconoclasts. He used to be an MSI man. Used to be a company man. Big surprise. Oh. Well, don't worry, we can get into that. Executive review for Graham Bryant. Graham's understanding of product messaging and branding is impressive, especially for a relatively low-level editor. Has a knack for memorable slogans and taglines. However, Graham has issues with brevity and shows consistent disregard for prescribed fonts and format. Jesus, talk about being picky. Some of his work has been flagged for subversive undertones, which, there you go, recommend further supervision. I guess you could say the root cause of his becoming what he is now was set a long time ago. Executive review for Dora Erickson. Dora shows a real knack for brief but compelling presentations supported by catchy slogans. Her delegation skills are also top-notch. She can build a lengthy meeting around any topic and emerge with plenty of work assigned. Recommend for promotion. And Dora Erickson sounds like a real brown-noser, doesn't she? Well, all right. You lot coming? Poor bastard. Right. Let's see, since Felix has got the slightly heavier, yeah, there we go. It's a pretty nice looking set of gear. You ever heard that old saying, watch that first step, it's a doozy? Yeah.
down!
Ugh. Yeah, it burns, don't it? Okay, anytime now. There we go, that's better. Now there is a quest connected to this building, but we will come back to it in a little later segment. There's a quest we have to trigger in order to properly... Oh. Okay. You know what, and since I'm here...
Feels like the old bits outside of Edgewater. Used up, unneeded, left to settle into ruin.
Exploring some ruins, killing some monsters. All we're missing is theme music.
Felix has watched one too many Etherwave serials, I think.
Don't miss it.
Dance! Heads up, boss!
I see it. Okay. Here's the old OSI vicarage. Looks like somebody tried to hole up in here for a while. Ah. Literally, a nice hat. There you have it. But we are not wearing that with this equipment. Dead Marauder. You're going to see a lot more Spectrum vodka on Monarch than you did in the Emerald Vale or in Roseway, because there's a large Ritzo's plant on the far western end of the map down here on this side. We'll get there eventually.
Here we go!
Seriously?
You're the best there ever was!
We'd be even better if you two silly wankers wouldn't be walking right into my line of fire every time I start shooting at something. Okay. Nope, I think that's everything. Now we'll go down and look at the lower floor. The lights are better in here. Aha. I was hoping to find one of these eventually. Now, once I go back to town, I can modify it to replace my original hunting rifle. Here's your basic layout of good old Monarch. Cascadia, of course Fallbrook and Amber Heights. Fallbrook is where we've got to go to meet the Sublight contact. I believe it's also where the man Vicar Max is looking for is living. And there is a landing platform there, so we can move the Unreliable back and forth instead of having to constantly fast travel all the way across the map if we want to. Amber Heights is where the Iconoclasts are living. That's their base of operations. And then Stellar Bay right behind us, which is where we are headed now. Charge.
Always wanted to visit Stellar Bay. Taking the sights, the sounds, Wait, what's that smell?
You reckon
Probably the
smell
tuna.
never goes away? Maybe the wind off the sea helps.
Tuna and sulfur, if I remember what Grimm said correctly.
Sir, please, I need your help. I can pay.
Let's see, I had... Yes, okay.
Now, if we were like the other corporations, you wouldn't be allowed to run around dressed like one of Graham's minions.
See what I said about the armor earlier?
But we're better than that. See?
I've been wearing this
Anyway,
armor longer than
what
I've
can I
known
do
you,
for you?
Sanjar.
Oh, yes. I'm going to be up all night with this. All those blanks waiting to be filled, boxes waiting to be ticked.
Try to control yourself, sir.
Have you any idea how powerful this is? Corporations have been toppled with less. What a question! Bureaucratic micromanagement is the only way anything gets done in Halcyon, and proper documentation is a key part of that.
I can believe that.
For our part, a bill of liquidation/transfer Form 52 will protect our holdings on Monarch by temporarily assigning them to a pass-through entity once we drop our bomb on the board.
Wait, we're dropping a bomb on the board?
Calm down, Felix.
Sort of. Really, we're just going to blackmail them into offering us a seat at the table.
But really, whatever gets you excited about the idea? It's definitely a firm middle finger.
That's what I like to hear. I have reason to believe that one of the other corporations is operating on Monarch, illegally and in secret.
The board just can't let Monarch go, huh?
If we can find proof, I can use that as leverage to encourage certain powers that be to accept our Bolt 52 and reinstate us on the board. You really think so? I admit I've been hatching this scheme for quite some time. I just needed someone capable to help me carry it out. If someone is operating here, then Catherine's almost certainly supplying them out of Fallbrook. Perhaps she could be convinced to tell you where they are. Oh, I imagine you do. But as much as I love your can-do attitude and dangerous gravitas, Catherine handles all of our shipments. So it would be best if you could leave her in one piece. Is that how you people put it?
I wasn't planning to rough her up, Sanjar, but watch it with the you people.
Of course. I didn't mean to make assumptions. Once you, subtly work out where this corporate facility might be, bring back proof of its operation. Maybe some nice letterhead. Or someone working there. That would do it. I knew you were the right person for the job. I suppose I'll leave you to it.
Let's see what he says about this.
You weren't supposed to look. I asked you to delete it.
I did delete it.
Oh, yes. No doubt someone else was having a laugh at my expense before you. This has been my albatross. The great shame of my career. I give MSI everything. My work, my youth, my left kidney, and for years, I was a joke to them. In charge of a scrap heap of a city, abandoned by the board and surviving only through the hypocrisy of our trading partners. I hadn't thought of it that way. But perhaps there's something to that. Thank you for that. Was there something else?
No, that's it. Okay. Now, Catherine is in Fallbrook, as is the vicar's man. And, oh, my bad. We have two reasons to go talk to Catherine Malin while we're nearby. Let me see if I can convince the lads to go back to work. Wait a minute, where is it? Yeah, there we go.
New face, huh? You from Offworld? A ship captain? Well, I'll be. Here, let me buy you a drink. Consider it an MSI welcome. Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell and revel with us?
By the smell, he's been reveling enough for you both already.
Me and my friends have taken our destiny into our own hands. We're untethered, free of responsibility and worldly cares. Well, as long as we don't run out of bits. But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. See, we just walked out on our work. Had enough, we did. So now we're striking. It ain't any one thing but the sum of it all, having to work longer shifts for less bits. And the wages we do earn don't cover as much as they used to. Our supervisor, Velma, goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing to work. We won't go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. Us on Monarch, we're free from the board, you know? We have the right to lobby for better hours and pay. Sure thing. What did you want to discuss? Not forever, but we've each saved up our bits, and I stashed them safe in my home by the diner. I reckon we could last a week or two at least.
And then what?
If I knew that, I'd have tried it. Talking reasonably got me nowhere. Maybe you'll fare better. The others wanted to blackmail her, but we're above that. Besides, them are just rumors. We got no proof they're true. I would never endorse such an untoward tactic, you know, but, well, there's rumors that Velma's taking a cut off the profits. So far, it's just gossip, you know, but if there was any proof to be had, it'd be in the Saltuna warehouse, I reckon.
Alright then, let's go see if this is true. And if it is, that changes the metric just a bit. Luckily, we don't have to go far. Found the stairs up to the second level. Here we go. Velma's personal files are a morass of supply contracts, order forms, spreadsheets, and financial records. Careful study of her financials reveals that for the past several years she has been slowly siphoning money from her operating budget into a personal account. The theft is cleverly hidden. Individual instances could be excused as rounding errors or mistakes in simple arithmetic. The sheer volume of occurrences, however, indicates deliberate intent. Oh, Velma. So now let's give Caleb and his people a little bit something to lean on Velma with.
Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell, and revel with us?
Oh, well.
Sure thing. What did you want to discuss?
I guess we do need to go talk to Velma. I thought Caleb would want to see those records, but... Alright, then let's go talk to Velma.
Smells like rat.
Oh, it does work.
I'd give you a friendlier welcome, but I'm up to my elbows in salt tuna guts.
Gosh, this old girl's in a rough way. Even old Bess in Edgewater was in better shape than this.
Hey, you want to try running a cannery with obsolete machinery? You be my guest.
Sorry, ma'am. I wasn't trying to be rude. It's just your flanging apparatus isn't making a strong flange, so your sealer isn't sealing right, and...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Huh. I'll have to try that. Anyway, what do you folks need? Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again, I've got nothing to say. I don't have the bits for it, plain and simple.
Sure.
Besides, if I make an exception for him, I gotta do the same for everyone. Hard workers? They turn dials and flip switches. The machines do all the actual work.
I'll wager she don't pay those folks that maintain the mechanicals decent neither.
Caleb and his crew have it better than anyone else around here, I'll tell you that much. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd better get back to it. I'm about ready to hire sublight contractors at this rate. Yeah, and did you miss the part where I'm working doubles to cover for everyone who decides not? I'm the one who keeps this place running. That money's mine, one way or another.
Is it really?
Fine. Tell Caleb he and his team can have their raise, but I need them back here immediately. Something else on your mind?
Yeah, tell me about your missing coworker.
Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors. He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours. Comes with living in a free colony, I guess. I can't keep working double shifts either. Since you don't seem to be constrained yourself, maybe you could check up on him. He lives in the apartments. Tell him Velma said to get his lazy ass down here, or she might start noticing those extra jugs he's been taking from supply. Stealing's such a nasty word. Let's call it skimming. And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the sterile biotics we use for the fish would get used a little faster on Braxton's shifts. We're not like those corporate towns where you get fined for sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough. And Braxton knows how to get this Altoona, fat and mostly tumor-free. Sublight boss out of Fallbrook. Handles most goods that come in or out of Stellar Bay. Has a mouth like a Ground 6 Spacer.
Alright then. So now we need to go find out what the deal is with Braxton over in the apartments.
Help! Someone's been killed! I think I'm gonna be sick. No! I just stepped in a dead man's blood. And I think one of the flies landed on my mouth.
Okay.
If you're going into the apartments, do not go into the lower one on the right. That's where the body is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go contemplate a hot shower.
Whatever you do, don't mention tossball to
It's not that
In
one.
a while. If you've gotten stuck in an hour-long roundabout mostly colonists, you'd be thankful.
Oh! Oh, sorry. Just spooked me, was all.
A murder? Hey, is this the part where we go hunting for clues?
What's this? This betting slip lists some increasingly bold wagers made for a team called Mostly Colonists. It's from left field tossball betting. Oh, they're over by the cannery. Anything else? Several ragged outfits, all of them the same cut and color, were stuffed into this suitcase. Alright, you two, out. So I can shut the door. While I'm here, let's sell a few things. Whoop. Cute. Wait a minute. No, I just got my wires crossed, didn't I? Hello?
You startled me. Don't sneak up on a person like that, huh? Braxton. I've never even heard of a Braxton. Got nothing for you, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, in that case, he told me he was delivering to this house in the ruins south of town. whole family had fallen sick, and he had some meds on hand. So maybe look for him there?
Poor fella. Hope he's okay. We should hurry, Captain.
And I just found the quest I'd mentioned before when we were running around in the ruins outside of town about that one particular house. Before we do anything else, though, let's go over here to left field tossball betting. And talk to Nell. Where is it? Yeah, there we go.
Ooh, you're the new face. Wow, you must be up on all the latest tossball games. So who do you follow? Wait, don't tell me. You look like a Hammersmith Thunder fan. No, Glacial Age Mammoths. Aren't they just? When I get to worrying about the marauders outside, the raptidons chewing at the walls, I just turn my transceiver up to drown it all out. Most of the time it's static on account of the frequency being clogged up, but sometimes it's tossball.
You get to listen to games all day? Stellar Bay really is a paradise.
Easy, Felix.
It's pretty swell, but it's a whole lot better with company. Say, I don't think I've seen you before, and I'd remember that face.
I'll try not to be a stranger then. Name's Felix, by the way.
You should stop by more often. The games are always better when you've got someone to celebrate with.
Sounds like a good time. I wouldn't mind bringing a couple drinks and settling in for the pennant match.
Look at me, getting carried away again.
No, don't mind me.
So, what can I do for you? Graham's always filling the airwaves with his propaganda, like it's done him any good. All it means is the tossball games get to us in fragments. Makes them real hard to watch.
Another link to the iconoclasts of Amber Heights.
Poor Isaac. I was wondering why I hadn't seen him in a few days. I'd really like to help. Isaac was a sweet fellow, even if he did have terrible teeth.
Oh.
Right. So the thing with Isaac is he didn't know where to stop. He'd get stuck on something, and he just couldn't let it go. Sometimes he'd drink Purpleberry Punch by the liter. Other times he'd keep betting on a losing team. Started owing the wrong people money. I don't know for sure, but I saw Elijah and his buddies pushing Isaac around. They're hooligans from Fallbrook. They sweep into town, drop supplies off behind the warehouse, and spend the rest of their stay getting rowdy over tossball games. They usually loiter in the alley behind the yacht club. They're not allowed in the bar anymore. I bet you anything Isaac ran into trouble with one of them.
Thanks for the tip.
Mr. Sanjar will be pleased to hear about it when you're done. I know he gets fed up with the Fallbrook bullies, but there's not much he can do.
Okay. And I think I know where to go.
I hear those rich people in Byzantium pay a handsome bit for rat musk. Bet they also pay.
What was your family like, Felix? Did you ever know him?
I never knew him. I was a stowaway. That's what they call orphans who grow up in the back bays.
Oh, gosh. I'm sorry. That must have been lonesome.
Come on, Parvati, who you talking to? Imagine me pining after my family. Yeah, I suppose that was a touch lonesome. But hey, look at me now. I made it. I got a ship and everything.
All right, Caleb.
Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell, and revel with us? Sure thing. What did you want to discuss? Well, I'll be a Raptidon's dinner. Reckon I ought to listen to gossip more often. Here, take this as compensation. It ain't a lot, but I hope it shows how much we appreciate all you've done. Now me and my friends here better get back to work before Velma blows a fuse.
You do that. And now we're going to go deal with some bullies from Fallbrook. Don't worry, Neota. I'll get to you in a little bit, love. Now...
Who the fuck are you? This ain't your alley.
Hey! What are you doing here? This is our secret alley. Berta already pissed by those crates to market.
Charming.
Listen, that purple-toothed twerp had it coming. Not that anyone has proof. And not that it's any of your business.
Do you want me to make it your business? Or my business? Pity I can't intimidate him.
Looks like we're doing this.
Smacking everybody upside the head.
Everyone all right?
A beanie. Oh no. Let's go back. I don't want to kill those people and mess up my rep with Sublight unless I absolutely have to. So let's just pretend that didn't happen until...
I still can't believe Armstrong ran the field from the Tuesday zone.
Yeah. Armstrong's really something. Nearly took a fellow's head clean off with a tossball stick.
Yeah, well, he's a hacker. That's what they do. Rangers don't show a shred of mercy in a Darlings game. Bates got tossed out of the game for excessive sportsmanlike conduct in the third half. Huh, serves him right.
What do you reckon that is? Coffee?
Yeah. Felix, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what a Tuesday's open. Is. I don't know my... My tenders from my forwards. Thing is, I just...
Let's see if we can't get another level on us and put some points in intimidating and we'll deal with it.
Thank you again for retrieving the bolt. It's every bit as complex as I'd heard, but I'm up to the challenge. Anyway, what can I do for you?
No, he doesn't have anything to say. Where was... Oh yeah. Let's go deal with that. And you, miss, I'll come back to you. I know you need help. All right.
Did you know Junlei grown up?
Miss Tennyson? Nah, she never looked my way. I knew of her, though. Who didn't? She was just about the busiest woman on the Groundbreaker.
What did folks say about her then?
Tough. Competent. Had a glare that'd stop you dead in your tracks.
Here we go!
Yeah, that was pretty. Where are you at? Parvati, look out. Parvati!
That's the last of him!
And you, Felix, watch where you're shooting you.
Don't mess with us.
Boof. That's nice. Alright.
Let's dance! Gas isn't coming!
Felix! Damn it to hell, man. You're gonna be the death of me with that damn... I'm gonna take that grenade launcher away from you. You know what? I'm gonna take it away from you right now. We're gonna give you something else. Let you shoot downrange, but not with a big area of effect blast weapon that just, yeah, is extremely indiscriminate. Now, okay, let's go see the Mathers family. Place is unusually tidy.
A visitor? What an unexpected surprise! Please, come in. Come in.
We're armed to the teeth? What's he gonna do? Kill us with generosity?
Easy, Felix.
That's the spirit. Now come in. Make yourselves comfortable. I'm afraid we don't get many visitors out here. The Raptidons and Marauders scare off all but the boldest. And if you've braved them, you must be exhausted. Why don't you stay for dinner? I'm sure I would remember something like that.
He's lying.
Now, quit fretting yourself about that. Make yourself at home. Dinner's almost ready.
I think I just lost my appetite.
Yeah, Felix, you and me both. He keeps deflecting. I guess since dinner is not quite ready, let's be nosy. I just closed that door. What have we got here? I can get this open.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have nightmares about this.
I'm gonna be sick.
That's him, Braxton Hecht. If lost, please return to Ballard Velma or current supervisor at MSI Fisher. Yep. Chief Pescatological Health Manager. It's a fancy way of saying he takes care of fish. I will take the blade. Excuse me, Felix. Alright. Time to go have a talk with the Mather family. Lizzie's not down here anymore, I noticed. Which means that she probably went downstairs.
But what's this? You're tracking blood into the kitchen. Oh dear. You've been nosy, haven't you?
How very rude.
Time to teach you some manners.
How
many others do you suppose they...
Crossing somebody off never felt so damn good.
I'm with you, Felix. There are many crimes that some degree of forgiveness could be granted for, but I have a hard time. And you know what? Since they're cannibals, I'm going to steal from them and not feel the least bit guilty about it. Cannibalism is definitely a line that you just do not cross. Ever. That's weird. Okay, that's that balcony door. It's a shame in a way, I suppose. If it wasn't for the cannibalism, they have a nice house. Let's just close that. Alright, that's everything. Go back and give Velma the unfortunate news.
So here's the thing about tossball. Tossball is played from the heart.
Okay, I'm with you so far. Play from the heart. Easy.
There are other schools of thought. Some say you gotta use your head to play tossball. Those people have concussions.
Oh, gosh. That sounds, really dangerous.
Tossball's a celebration of danger. Take the hacker. The hacker's job is to trample right through the enemy's defense. Best hacker in the league's fella by the name of Take It Easy Tatum. 59 injuries to his name in 3 non-consecutive seasons.
Why do they call him Take It Easy Tatum?
Oh, that's what the mediators used to shout out every time he'd go into a bloodthirsty frenzy.
Jesus Christ. Alright, now let's go back here and deal with these goons.
Hey! What are you doing here? This is our secret alley. Berta already pissed by those crates to market.
Charming.
Listen, that purple-toothed twerp had it coming. Not that anyone has proof. And not that it's any of your business.
I'm making it my business.
Oh yeah? What are you saying exactly? Wow. Most of the pencil pushers around here cave as soon as you look at them funny. Fine, we're going. This ain't worth it.
You're damn right it ain't. If I'd put a little bit more into my intimidate earlier,
Here's the other thing about tossball. Tossball,
I could have
it's all
just
about scoring goals.
pushed them to leave and not
Scoring
killed
goals.
them. And
Got it. And you can score a goal by kicking the ball, throwing the ball, or
running it into the Saturday goal if you're a visitor. Or the Sunday goal if you're on the home team.
Okay, so if you're on the home team, you want to run the ball into the Sunday goal? Makes perfect sense.
There you go. I got you.
I'd give you a friendlier welcome, but I'm up to my elbows in salt tuna guts. That he's got his load on and I'm stuck covering his shift?
no, he was killed by cannibals.
That's... Wow. I sure feel like an ass now. Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on Catherine herself. Still, it's good to know what happened to him. And that I ought to start looking for a replacement. Something else on your mind?
Nope, that'll do it. So now, right quick, let's go talk to Sanjar. Clear up that matter with the Fallbrook bullies.
You should know you're getting excellent reviews from across the company. What can I do for you?
Oh, I'm always happy to know I'm getting excellent reviews.
But that's terrible. What happened?
I'm glad to hear you've dealt with them. They've been causing quite a bit of trouble around town.
I've been consumed with other matters of late, but I would have dealt with them. Eventually.
Eventually.
Of course I would have. Still, your intervention in the matter is much appreciated.
Please consider this payment for your services.
All right then. So next, we will be heading to Fallbrook to see Catherine. Heading down the long road. Amber Heights is over on this side. Fallbrook is down here. Alright. Well, that's going to do it for this episode, folks, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already, or if you have any questions, comments, or constructive criticisms, leave me a message down below, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next episode. Cheers.